Hey there guys, Ethan from Ethan's Obsessions here. Well, I've done it. I went out and I bought the one Apple product that I told myself I would never in a million years purchase. Now why I did it was because it was cheap and I needed something to replace my Newton at the office. The model I went with was actually the iPad first generation. We're going to be taking a look at why I chose this iPad in 2022 today and the advantages I feel like it has, especially when it comes to business environments and the sort. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Steve Jobs originally introduced the first generation iPad at a keynote event in 2010. And back then the Apple community was pretty split between whether or not it was a major innovation or whether or not it was just a complete waste of time. For many years, I actually kind of thought it was the latter. I mean, to the untrained eye, it did look just like a big iPhone. And since I wasn't rich enough and I was a kid, I didn't really see any allure toward getting an iPhone. It just seemed like a big waste of time to me. Now, even though the iPad first gen stopped getting updates for iOS at 5.1.1, there's still a lot more you can do with it. You can browse the internet, listen to music, and even watch YouTube videos. Let's take a look at some of the extended functionality. Here I am updating my calendar for tomorrow's business day. Just a simple work entry to remind myself that I'm forever enslaved. You know how it goes. And it's just like entering it in with any other iOS device, really. You can add and delete at will. Here I am looking up my favorite barbecue joint. The next time that I have an hour or two to myself, I can stop in and get a beef brisket sandwich, which I absolutely love, by the way. They're so good. As you can see, it updates accordingly. And you can actually read the newspaper, something that I always love to do but just can't seem to because of my left hand and disability. This will make it extremely easy the next time I'm on a flight to Atlanta, Georgia. And if you have about 30 minutes to kill, you can jailbreak the iPad and get the original YouTube app to work flawlessly. For example, here I am watching the original iPad keynote event on the original iPad itself a full 12 years after it aired. No buffering, no problems, just pure entertainment, which is nice. Now, at the beginning of this video, I talked about how I mainly recommend this device for a business user. I'm an insurance producer, and oftentimes I find myself running through hundreds of sticky notes a week, which I'm sure my agency owner isn't too happy about, but regardless. I find that the iPad would be useful for that type of thing, as the battery life is 10 times better than any other iOS device on the market. I mean, this iPhone 12 mini, this modern 2020 iPhone has battery issues. They just don't perform like they used to. Meanwhile, you've got this guy who is just absolutely ancient by technological standards, but he can handle almost any application that you throw at him. And you can even download new apps. Well, I say new. The apps that aren't originally on the iPad itself, which I find very useful. I guess what I'm trying to say is it would work as a pretty ingenious PDA system. And it would have more functionality than a common PDA. I mean, it's not even that old. You can still use Wi-Fi. You can still browse the web. You can still watch YouTube videos. It would be a perfect device for a child. I'm not going to condone that, actually, because I think that that's kind of wrong. But if you were to get your child an iPad, okay, would it make more sense to give a child who is prone to destroying things a $600 top-of-the-line iPad Pro, or a $50 first-generation iPad that you can get off of eBay? To me, it seems kind of cut and dry. Now, do I think this is useful? Absolutely. It has all of the essential functions. You're just missing some of the application support, really. Now, if you're looking to have like 50 apps on your iPad, then no, this isn't it. But if you're willing to jailbreak your iPad, then you can still use it for what I would consider a majority of people who have iPads use the devices for. You can browse the web, you can watch YouTube videos, you can keep notes. I've written music using this thing, song lyrics. You can jot down important reminders to yourself. Anything that you need business-wise, you're able to go in and keep those important files on your iPad, and it works just fine. Like I said, guys, I strongly recommend this device, even if it is 2022. It's not going to be top of the line. It's really not. Sometimes the connection speeds can be slow, which is expected for a device that's 12 years old, but at the end of the day, it is a good Apple product with solid construction that is still more than usable. I mean, the battery life alone makes this a solid investment if you're somebody who's on the go and needs to keep notes, but you can't keep your phone charged 24/7. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this short little review. I know that this is a tad bit different, but this week has just been absolutely stressful. There will be a video coming up on that whole experience later on, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, if I get around to it. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to, if you enjoyed the video, like it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, my name is Ethan from Ethan's Obsessions, and I am signing off. Have a good one.